Today we'll discuss about the purpose of business activity. Here in this unit, you will learn about the economic problem of unlimited wants and limited resources, the factors of production, the development of economic activity and the use of specialization, what is meant by a business, and the most common aims of business, the different groups of people who are involved in business activities. We'll discuss about all these things. This is the learning outcome for this unit. Now, as a student of business, first of all, you need to know the difference between needs and wants. What are needs and what are wants? Needs are those goods and services that are very much important for us. Needs are goods and services for survival, whereas the wants are goods and services that makes our life easier. So here you can classify, here some examples of needs and wants are given, which can help you to classify between these two. Students, now you have a task for you. Now you'll make a table, and on the right hand side of the table you list at least 25 needs, and on the right hand side of the table you will identify and list at least 25 wants. Dear students, now we'll discuss about the economic problem. What is the economic problem? It is the problem of unlimited human wants and scarcity of resources. So resources here are the factors of production, or in other words we can say the shortage of goods and services, or too few factors of production are the main economic problem, because these resources, land, labor, capital and enterprise, are limited, whereas we have to produce many goods and services to satisfy the human want. So when we have few resources and unlimited human wants, then this problem of scarcity, this economic problem arises. If we have everything in plenty, like oxygen and all, then there won't be any economic problem. Dear students, you know what is land. Land is a factor of production, but generally when we talk about land, we mean only the land area, the surface area. But in economics or in business, land, the definition of land is broader. It is all of the natural resources provided by the nature. Land includes river, land includes air, land air space, land includes forest. So everything is land here. Even the rivers, ocean, the forest, all are land in business or economics. Now, what is labor? Labor is another factor of production in business or in economics. Labor means all people's effort to make a product. Here, all the qualified manpower above or we can say above the working age till the retirement age are labor. So any kind of human labor, that is any kind of human effort is there to produce a goods and services, are labor. Here it includes both physical labor and mental labor. Generally in our surrounding or neighborhood, if we talk about labor, we mean only the physical effort. But here labor means both physical and mental effort. Like it is not a manual workers who is considered as a labor. Even a person who is doing any kind of service, or even the CEO of a company or a bank manager, or a person who is or even a teacher, anybody who is working is considered as labor here. It doesn't mean only the person who is doing physical work. Now, the third factor of production is capital. Now, what is capital? Generally, by capital, we mean the finance only. If we ask a person or a friend like, why didn't you start your business now? He will say, oh, I have shortage of capital, or I don't have capital, or I am arranging the capital. But in business and economics, capital is broader. Capital includes all finance, machineries, and equipment in manufacturing product. Or in other words, we can say by capital, it means all the man-made goods and services that helps to create another goods and services. So any kind of man-made goods and services that are producing or that are helping to produce other goods and services are considered capital in business and economics. Now, the fourth and one of the most important factors of production is enterprise. Enterprise is the organization that brings together all the land, labor, capital, and the produce, goods, and services by bringing together this land, labor, capital, and land, labor, and capital. Now, the people who take the risk or who have the skills and have the risk taking ability and who organize this production are called the entrepreneur. Now here in the picture you can see about Donald Trump, the billionaire Richard Branson, the Virgin the entrepreneur from Virgin Group, who is the boss of Virgin Group, then Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, and Mary Kay. Now these people are entrepreneurs because they have the skills and they took the risk and they organized the production. So the basic role of enterprise is to organize the production by arranging land, labor, capital, and make profit. So then, I hope now the definition of land, labor, capital, and enterprise is clear and known, and you know like how important these factors of production are for producing any goods and service. Now, a quick reminder. Now, these factors of production, land, labor, capital, and enterprise are not abundant. They are limited in supply. Because of this limited supply, the economic problem arises. Now dear students, I will discuss about the reward for the factors of production. Now each of these factors of production is paid by every business. Now for the payment for land is called rent in business or economics. In the same way, the payment for labor is called wages or salary. The payment for capital is called interest, and the payment for entrepreneurs is called profit. Now, these are the terms that we use in business for the payment of different factors of production. Now, dear student, we need to know what is the real economic problem now. Now, the real economic problem is the problem of unlimited human wants. We human beings, we have unlimited wants. If one want is fulfilled, another want takes its place. But the resources to fulfill them are limited. That means land, labor, capital, and enterprise are limited. So it gives rise to scarcity. We don't have abundance of this good. All these things are limited. So the problem of scarcity comes. Now, limited resources have alternative uses. Because of these alternative uses, everyone has to go for everyone to have to make a choice. Because with these limited resources, all the human wants cannot be fulfilled. They have to make a choice. Like here, you see, for an individual, he has, suppose he has some money, so that money is his resources, so he need to make a choice between like buying a car and going on a holiday. Likewise, for a business, they have some resources or let's say money. Now with that resources, they have to make a choice like whether to buy machine 1 or to buy machine 2. Now for government, like if government has some resources like money or land, now government have to decide whether like it is given in the picture here, like government has to decide whether to go for a school or to make a playground, or like if there is a land, whether to allow it for the farmers to grow crops or to make a what they call roadways. Now everywhere, because of limited resources, choice is involved. And when we choose one thing, or when we choose one goods to produce and we sacrifice another, there is a cost involved, which we call it opportunity cost. Like in case of the individual, if he decided to buy the car then he give up holiday. So holiday is the opportunity cost for buying the car. Likewise for the business, if he buy machine 1 and he give up machine 2, then machine 2 is the opportunity cost for machine 1. Likewise, government decided to make a school, to build a school in place of playground, then playground is the opportunity cost for school. Now, finally, we need to know the definition of opportunity cost. What exactly is opportunity cost? So, the definition of opportunity cost is that by opportunity cost, we mean the next best alternative that is foregone or sacrificed. In order to get one, in order to produce one goods, the next one which we have sacrificed is the opportunity cost. There's to then a quick summary about economic problem. Land, labor, capital, and enterprise are the factors of production. These factors of production are scarce, so economic problem is there. And because of these scarce factors of production and unlimited human want, scarcity arises. Because of this scarcity, everyone has to make a choice in the production process, and because of this choice making, it give rise to opportunity cost. In other words, we can say that human wants are unlimited, resources to fulfill them are limited, limited resources have alternative uses, and because of that, choice needs to be made, and because of making choice, it gives rise to opportunity cost. Now, dear student, we came to know that there is a problem of limited resources or scarcity. Now, this problem of limited resources or scarcity can be solved through specialization. Specialization helps to overcome this problem of scarcity. Now, what is specialization? In order to know the specialization in production, go through the picture here. Now you see, if it is production some 200 years ago, all the stages of production are undertaken by one person. Now here, let us take the example of Joey, the carpenter, who produced some furniture. Now here, in the first stage, Joey cuts the wood. In the second stage, he assembles the table. And the third stage, Joey polishes the table. And in the fourth stage, Joey delivers the table on a horse and cart. Now here, the different stages of production are done by only one person. So in this example, like, we don't have any specialization. All the work are performed by one labor. No specialization is involved. Now, if we want to overcome the problem of scarcity, specialization is required. In contrast to the production some 200 years ago, like how Joy did, you see in today's production it is more specialized. So here division of labor is involved, and the specialized labor perform the specialized task. Like you see in the first case, the wood for 20 table is cut with a specialist machine. So here cutting of woods will be more faster, and more quantity of woods can be cut. Now in the second stage, the people who are the laborers, who are more specialized in assembling the table, will assemble the table. Now if they are doing so, they can produce more table. Now in the third stage, you see the laborers who are specialized in finishing the table, I mean to say the polishing the table, will polish it. So if they are polishing it, they can polish many tables because they are specialized in their work. So finally, like a transport company collects the table to deliver them to the furniture retailer. Now here the transport company, they have the specialization in transportation, so they will be more faster, more quicker. So if specialization is involved in today's modern day production, then even these limited resources can be efficiently used. So specialization means right labor, or like labor with right quality will be used in the right place. In today, like even in classroom, you see, like a teacher who is specialized in teaching mathematics is teaching mathematics. A language teacher will teach language. So specialization involves division of labor. Specialization involves division of labor. Because of division of labor, a person who is specialized in doing a particular task will perform that task, and because of this specialization, the productivity of labor will be high, and it will reduce the cost of production for the firm, and there can be mass production, or there will be more production will increase in this case. Now, in order to make the best use of limited resources, we go for specialization or division of labor. Now, specialization means in the production process, the different tasks are split up and the workers perform a particular task in which they are specialized. Let us discuss the advantages or disadvantages of specialization or division of labor. Now, the advantages of division of labor are, the first advantages is specialized task training. Like if a person is running a machine to cut the wood, now he will be specialized in running the machine, so he get a particular training for it, so he will be more productive. Now, second one, if you divide the task according to specialization, then it increase the efficiency. So the second advantage we can say is increase in efficiency. The workers will be more efficient, so there will be less wastage and all because he is specialized in performing that particular task. Now, third one is when a person is specialized in performing a task, now he will become more efficient. That means his productivity will increase. Now, if his productivity is increased, overall his total output will increase. So, increase in output is the third advantages of division of labor. Now, the fourth advantages we can say is because of specialization, it's save time. Now, time will be saved because the person the laborer who is specialized in performing a particular task will be more efficient, and he will perform the task efficiently, and he can do it quicker or fast in a like he can do it very fast. So because of that, he is doing the work again and again, and he became more faster. So because of specialization, time is saved. Now, along with advantages, there are some disadvantages of specialization or division of labor. Now, if the work is divided between different workers, now some workers will the workers will perform the same task again and again, so they may feel bored, or we can say they will feel monotonous, like doing the work again and again for a long time, so it may reduce their productivity. Now, second disadvantages of specialization is possible drops in efficiency because a worker is performing the same tasks again and again for a long period of time, so he don't find it interesting, and it may not have anything new to learn, so it lowers his interest in performing the task. So many a time it is possible that it may reduce the efficiency level of the workers. Now, the third disadvantages of specialization is production stop due to absence of some workers. Like in specialization at different stages of production, different workers are performing the task. Now, if a worker from the stage 1 is absent, then it affects the production in stage 2 because the stage 2 workers cannot perform the stage 1 work. Now, dear student, will discuss about why business activity is needed. Now, as we all know, business activity is needed because because human beings have unlimited wants, and the four factors of production that are necessary to produce these wants are limited. In other words, we can say that resources in limited supply to make goods and services. Because of this, the problem of scarcity is there, limited resources minus unlimited wants, and because of again these limited resources have alternative uses, many uses, so we need to make a choice, and because of this choice making, it gives rise to opportunity cost. Now, because of this scarcity or the problem of scarcity, in order to solve it, we need specialization, and we need to use that resources in an efficient way. So the business activity, the need for business activity arises. Now, dear student, what is business activity? As a student of business, this is a basic question for you, which we all should know. Now, we can define business activity as an activity that combines the factor of production in order to produce goods and services to satisfy human wants and needs. Or we can say that any activity that combines the factor of production to produce goods and services. Now, this business activity, they employ people and pay them wages and salary. Now these wages and salary will become the income of the people or the laborers, who again will buy goods and services produced by other business. Dear student, here is a short filling the blank task for you. Complete it within 5 minutes. Now, dear students, will discuss about the aim of businesses. What are the main aim of businesses? The most important and the common aim of every business is to combine the factors of products and land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Now, after combining these factors of production, every business will produce a product. Now, this product should be able to satisfy the people's needs and wants. These are the most common aim of every business. The aim of every business is to produce a product. But what is product? So product in business can be classified as any goods or services. Now goods are any physical items that are tangible, that can be touched and seen. Any goods like car, shoes, or bed, chair, table, all these are goods that can be touched and seen. Whereas services are intangible, that is, we can feel it, we cannot touch and see it. Like a bank provides services to its customer, a teacher teaches a student, it is a service. Like it can be a transportation service, it can be communication service, it can be the service of a barber, it can be a service of a cobbler, it can be any other service, it can be anything that cannot be seen but it can be felt, and these are intangible. So both goods and services are product, or product can be classified as goods or services. Now students will discuss about the business objectives. Now why people run business, or what are the objectives of running a business? Now the first and foremost objectives for every business is to make profit. Now people start a business in order to make profit. So this is one of the most important and the most common aim for every business. Now the second objectives to set up a business is to increase the added value. Now you need to know the definition of added value. So added value is the difference between selling price and the cost of materials to produce it. Now here I just want to give you an example of added value. Now if a farmer produce a wheat for $50, now if that $50 wheat is purchased by the miller and he make a flour for 100, or let's say for $75, then that added value is $25. Now that is added value. So every business wants to add value to the product. That is added value. Further in the coming explanation, we'll discuss more about added value. Now the third aim of every business is to expand the business. Every business wants to be bigger. Like they want to be more popular, more branches. So big business are more popular, they will make more profit, so they want to grow. So expansion is one of the most important objectives of every business. Now another objectives of a business is to survive. Now some business may be successful in the short run, but in the long run they may not be like they may not be successful. Or for that reason, like it is very important for every business to survive the market in the long run. Like these days we can see like the example of BlackBerry. Now BlackBerry, at one time the BlackBerry smartphones were very popular, but now today you see they are struggling to survive in the market of smartphone because they have lot of competition from other products. So we can say that the survival of a business means that the business should continue uh, in the long run. And finally, the last aim of business is to, objectives of business is to provide service to the customers. Like business is not only about making profit or surviving and all. It is also a service to the human being. Like because of business, people are getting their wants and needs fulfilled. If there is no business activity, then people's wants and needs cannot be fulfilled. So business is like providing a service to the consumer. One of the important objective of business is providing service to the consumer. Now let us discuss profit. Now profit is one of the, as we know, is one of the most important business objective. But how is profit calculated, or what exactly is profit? To know it, we need to know revenue and cost. Revenue means the amount of money which a business is getting after selling its product, and cost means that is the total amount of money that is needed to produce a product or to purchase a product for selling. Now profit means profit is the difference between total revenue and less total cost. Now, after selling the product, if a businessman got $100 and his total cost of producing the product is 80, then 100 less 80, so $20 is the profit. Now, the second objectives of business is to increase value added. Now, what exactly is value added? Value added is the difference between selling price of a product less cost of materials or component to produce the product. That is value added. Now, we need to remember one thing, that value added is not profit. Value added and profit are different things. In order to find out profit from value added, we need to deduct certain cost. Now, in order to understand value added or in order to understand value added, I'll be giving you an example. Now, if a person build or construct a house, now total cost of constructing a house is, let's say, $85,000. That is the material cost and all. Now the house is complete for $85,000. Now when the person decides to sell the house for $100,000, that means $15,000 will be the value added. Selling price of the house is $100,000 and the cost of producing that house is $85,000. So that $15,000 is the value added. But we need to know one thing, that $15,000 may not be the profit for the producer, because even after construction of the house there are many other costs involved. Now there are some costs for the brokers who sell the house. There may be some cost of advertisement, so there may be some interest payment to the bank. Because of this cost, value added and profit are not same. In order to find out profit, we have to deduct all the costs, but in order to find out value added, it is just the difference between selling price and the cost of materials only. Now growth is another objective of every business. Now growth here means growth of business. Now every businessman, they want their organization or their business to grow. Now the businessman thinks that if a business is growing, they will have like more customers, they will get more revenue, their sales will increase, they can make more profit, they will be known, or they will be well known, they will capture more market share. So every business, they want their business to grow and grow, or to achieve high rate of business growth. So they want to expand, having more branches, or they will merge with other business, or they will integrate with other business to make it bigger. So business growth is also one of the important objectives of a business. Another aim of business or objective of business is survival. Business may be successful in the short run, but it is very competitive, or it is very difficult to survive in the long run. So every business should be more innovative. They need to transform their business structure. They need to stabilize, and they need to grow for survival. Now, in the short run, the business may make a lot of profit. So seeing that the business making a lot of profit, there will be a lot of competition from other competitors. So it is very important for a business to survive in the market. If a business can survive in the market for long term, then they will make a lot of profit and well known. If a business only in the short run is successful, but they don't have any plan for long run, then they may fail, or they may be bankrupt. So business survival is very important for every business. Objectives of Business is to provide service to the consumer. Now, people are running business not only to make profit or grow, but even one of the important thing is providing service to the consumer. It is the business who provides service to the consumer. If there is no business, it would be very difficult for the people, for human being to get all these services. Through business only we can get these services. Okay, dear students, now let us discuss about the conflict that arises in a business. Even in a business, there are different type of conflict that arises between the different groups of people who are involved with the business, or we can say the stakeholders. Now, here we need to know one thing very clear, that is we need to know the definition of stakeholder and shareholder. Many a time students get confused with the definition of stakeholders and shareholders. Stakeholders are any people who are directly related with the business, like the owner of the business, who can be the who can be the shareholder also, the consumer, the community, government, everyone like who is related to the business. Now their view or their expectation from the business are different from the other stakeholders' expectation. So conflict arises in a business. Now, why conflict arises in business? We need to know the reason. Because in every business, there are a group of stakeholders who are directly or indirectly involved with the business. Now, here some stakeholders are the directors, workers, local community, consumer. They are related to the business. Now, the, these stakeholders' objectives are different, because of which the conflict arises. Now, director of a business wants its growth, whereas the workers, they want job security. For the local community, they want environment protection, no pollution, job creation for the local community, and consumer wants cheap price and good quality. Now we found that these stakeholders are having different objectives. Now when they try to fulfill their objective, it uh, give rise to conflict. Like for example, if the workers want job security or good salary, now the director, for once of its growth of the business, they need more money. In order to make more money, they may pay less salary to the workers, or their job may not be secure one, or they may have like temporary job. Likewise, business, they may want to make more profit, but the local community, they want pollution, they want the business not to create pollution or environmental protection. Now in order to go for environmental protection, they have to use good quality machine, or they have to like spend more money on controlling pollution and all, which the business don't like to do, because their main motive is to make profit. So there arises the conflict. On the other side, consumer wants cheap price and good quality product, whereas the business wants to make more profit. Like in order to make profit, they may sell the product at high price, and the quality may be good, but price may be high. But consumer expectation is good quality product at a cheap price. So you see, the business objectives and the objectives of the consumers are conflicting. Dear students, now we'll discuss the various groups that are involved in business. Now, these groups are called the business stakeholders. Now, first of all, here the first group that is directly involved with the business are the business owners or the shareholders. Now, the second group who are involved with the business are the business managers who manage the business. The third group are the workers who work in the business. The fourth group here is the consumers who consume the product that is produced by the business. And the group that is involved with the business is the local community. Now, that is where the business operates. Now, even the community is important to the business, and business is important to the community. Now, the sixth group is the government. Even government are stakeholders in the business, because business get affected by the change in government rules and regulations and control. So these are some of the groups that are involved in every business. Now here is a work for you or a task for you student. Now here you have to explain and provide examples for the followings. The difference between wants and needs, you have to explain it with examples. Then you explain the definition of scarce resources. You explain the principle of opportunity cost. You explain the importance of specialization in production. You also discuss and explain the purpose of business activity. And then the last one, importance of different group involved in business activity. You explain it with the help of with the help of example.